Hi everyone, it's Gail. I wanted to do a quick video this morning in response to a viewer who is new to the junk journal world, and she was hoping that maybe I could do something to introduce basic junk journaling terms. And so I'm going to go through some journals of my own, and I have examples, and I'm just going to try and hit all the basic terms that I could come up with that I thought might be a little confusing to people, or you just wouldn't know because you were new. I will say that the more that you watch journaling videos, you'll become familiar with the terminology. But I thought I'd do a quick little run through. So I have my little cheat sheet up here. I'm going to use my gratitude journal. It's got a bunch of examples in it. So we're going to flip through it, and I am going to start with fabric flips. So a fabric flip is just a piece of fabric or multiple pieces of fabric that you adhere at the top of the page. It flips up and you can journal underneath. That's a fabric flip. Moving on, a tuck. A tuck is adhered just on like the sides here, so things tuck right in there. It differs from a pocket in that it's not glued all the way around. It's just a little piece where you can tuck in little journaling cards and such. So that's a tuck. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, right here, a tip-in. Tip-in just means that you've made a little hinge with either washi tape, a strip of paper, a strip of fabric, whatever you like. This one's washi tape, and this was a card from a friend, and I just tipped it in. Okay, that's a tip-in. Okay, then on this page, there's a belly band. So a belly band is either a strip of fabric or card stock or scrapbook paper, whatever kind of paper. And it's just adhered at the top and bottom. This particular one I sewed in, but it can be glued, but it's only glued at the top and the bottom so that you can put things underneath of it, like so. A double belly band just has another little strip of fabric, lace, paper, whatever, and you can do a double there. So that's a belly band. Okay, let's talk about signature. Now, this particular little book, this is the actual cover of it. A signature is just the grouping of pages. So when people say they're going to sew in the signature, they're just going to sew in this group of pages to the cover, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Let's find a pocket. Okay, so here's a pocket. This is just a little card pocket, and pockets are just adhered here. Sometimes they'll be adhered on the side and you can slip in from the side, but a pocket is usually adhered on three sides. That's why it differs a bit from a tuck. A side pocket, let's see, what do I have? Let me grab a piece of decorative paper here. A side pocket would be like adhered here, here, and here, and then things go in the side pocket there. Okay, let's see, moving right along. Oh, okay, let's keep going. I had another example. A rub-on. Rub-ons they come on a piece of acetate, and you rub them on with a popsicle stick or a bone folder. This is a bone folder, and it helps you make a real crisp crease, or you could rub it on like that. So this and this are rub-ons. while we're on this page, decoupage. So this is a piece of a napkin. Decoupage just means putting an adhesive under your image, putting your image down, and then putting adhesive over it. Usually it's Mod Podge. Yeah, I'll show you. Usually it's Mod Podge. There's also Collage Podge, matte medium. There's various adhesive depending on what look you want to use. But this was put on with Mod Podge. So that is decoupage. Let's see. Okay. We're going to flip over here. Okay. So here I have a tuck because it's only adhered on these two sides, and a belly band that I put a tag in. So a tag generally has something at the top. I'd say that's the difference between a tag and a journaling card. A journaling card is more like this, a little piece that you could write on the back. Yes, here's a good example too. So this is a journaling card. This is a tag. Difference just being that there's a little something attached on the top of the tag, and they're put into the pocket. These little pins are bulb pins or garment pins, and you'll see those in a lot of videos. Okay, journaling card, tag. Okay, then I kind of wanted to talk about the differences in journals. So because I think when I have had questions about TN. When somebody has a capital T and a capital N in their description, they mean a traveler's notebook, and that is the only thing that's different about a traveler's notebook than any other journal is really the size. They're generally 8.5 by 4.25 to 4.5, and they fit into covers. So like you open them up, and this isn't the right size, but this is actually like a traveler's notebook cover. It's got the elastics in the middle, and you just slip your traveler's notebook under like so, and then the elastic is in the middle like that. So I just have a bigger version for my gratitude journal. So a TN is a traveler's notebook. That's what that is. Okay, then I wanted to talk about digital prints, digital kits. You'll hear people call them digis, like I used a certain digi on this, but they mean a digital print or digital kit. Digital prints are generally, well, some people have websites, but generally on Etsy, in Etsy shops, you purchase the digital kit or the single digital on their Etsy shop. You purchase it, then you download it to your computer and save it in one of your computer files. Then it's there forever, and you can print. Generally there's a limit, but it's huge. It's like 250 or something. My particular digitals have no limit. You can print as many as you want. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You pay the price once, but then you can print it yourself as much as you want. So this is an example of a digital kit. I have 5 pages here of, this is my 1882 Orchardist kit. And so there's that. I have bits and pieces of my eco-dyed kits. I have tags and journaling cards and pages for that. So yeah, if you hear somebody talk about digis, they're talking about a digital printable or a digital kit. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about these. So this part is going to be either paper or fabric, either one. So this is a paper cluster. A cluster. It's just a grouping of different little decorative papers, and there's a couple of staples. This is kind of an example of a fabric cluster. It could also be called a collage, so a fabric collage. So, you know, interchangeable terms there. But a cluster generally is, you know, 4, 5, 6 pieces of paper clipped together. That's a cluster. Whereas a scrappy embellishment is a term that was coined by another YouTuber, the Mushroom Market, and it's just pieces of scrap paper and maybe some fabric stitched together, or it could be glued together. That's a scrappy embellishment. So not all that different really from a cluster, except that I don't know, it's just usually torn, where a cluster is more symmetrical, I guess you could say. So anyway, and then the collage, scrappy embellishment and collage. Then the term altered paper clip just means that someone has taken a paper clip and put some alterations on it, made it decorated. Here's one. This came from my friend Eve, that she's done where the whole paper clip is hidden. Really cute. And then this one's just dangling from a paper clip. So there's various types of altered paper clips. Okay. Let's talk then too about collage. Collage just means taking various scraps. For instance, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements collaged on this book page. And I will cover that back with coffee dyed paper, and it'll be a journaling card. So collage just means decoratively placing paper, fabric, elements to make a pleasing display. So that is that. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to talk about paper a little bit. Coffee dyed paper, you'll hear it all the time. I have a video on coffee dyeing. Other people do. So if you want to learn to coffee dye, there's lots of tutorials out there. Tea dyeing is another thing. I don't tea dye my paper, so I don't have an example, but this is a tea bag that was given to me by one of my viewers. And as far as I can tell with tea dyeing, it just has a little different hue to it. It's kind of like, this is a little pinker than the coffee dye. So there you go. And then other methods of dyeing paper. This was dyed with Rita fabric dye. One of my friends gave me that paper, and yeah, it's Rita fabric dye. This is Kool-Aid dyed. You just use unsweetened Kool-Aid, just the Kool-Aid in the packets, add it to water, dip your paper, do the same thing as you do with coffee dyeing. So if you watch a coffee dyeing video, you'll be good to go there. This is avocado dyed paper from my friend Renee at GT Designs. I have not done avocado dyeing. All I know about it is you use the pit somehow. So, but I'm sure there's videos out there on that too. While I was at it talking about paper, I wanted to also show you a piece of rice paper. I have videos on some things to do with rice paper. You can see it's very filmy. It's almost like a napkin when you decoupage it on. So that's what this is. It's rice paper, and Stamperia is the brand of rice paper that I really like. And ASC Supplies on Etsy has rice paper. So if you've wondered what rice paper was. Okay, let's talk about a couple of things that are, it's almost like slang in the junk journaling world or something. So the first thing I wanted to show you was a Rita Donnelly flip. You'll hear people say this is a Rita Donnelly flip, or as they're showing their journals. All it is taking a piece of paper, squaring it up, folding it in half, and then on your page, you put it in the corner like this, and it flips up so you can journal, but you adhere the bottom sides here, and it makes a pocket here. So you can tuck things in there, but then even when that's tucked in, it will still flip open for journaling on the inside. That's a Rita Donnelly flip, or a Rita flip. Some people will say that. Let's see. Then a Patricia Pocket. I am guilty of that. I talk about Patricia Pockets all the time. Patricia Viramontes on YouTube has done a lot of different things with book pages. And so here's a few examples of her of different pockets that she has invented, if you will. They are credited to her. And so if you hear somebody talk about a Patricia Pocket, they're just talking about Patricia Viramontes, who's kind of the queen of used book pages. And then the other one that I could think of like that is a Melinda Tag. And a Melinda Tag is just a strip of leftover paper. You fold it kind of in the middle like that. You clip off the corners, and it makes a tag shape like so. And then you can put like a little piece of lace or a little piece of fabric or another piece of paper up at the top, and it just flips open for journaling. So that's a Melinda Tag. You'll hear people talk about layering, that I just layered on this envelope, or I layered on this pocket. Here's an example of layering. It's just what it says. There's a book page here. There's a piece of pink mulberry paper here, fabric, a flower, a tag. It's all just kind of layered. So that's what people mean when they're talking about that. A couple of things from my channel. One thing, Trifold Envelope. I have an example here, and I do have a video on the Trifold Envelope. It should be in the tutorials on my playlist on my channel. So there's that, and then there's the faux front envelopes, which I don't have a example of because I've used them all. So, but faux front envelopes are an envelope. Let's see, do I have an envelope handy? I do. Here's an envelope handy, where I just have paper on the front that opens different ways and has pockets and tucks and such on the envelope. And I do have, once again, a tutorial on that if you're interested. So that was about what I could think of in terms of basic terms. So if there's a newbie watching this video and you have any questions, just let me know. The other word that people use all the time is subby. And sometimes I get a question about what's a subby. A subby is short for, it's an endearing term is what I would say, for subscribers. And it's, so subscribers to your YouTube channel. So, to all those newbies out there, to my old subbies too. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. And if it is, that's great. If there's another term that you have questions about, just leave it in the comments below. I try really hard to answer all the questions left on my channel. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll just see you next time. Bye-bye.